Did you know that over 30% of car modifications are illegal in at least one U.S. state? That means that thousands of car enthusiasts are driving around with mods that could get them fined or even have their cars impounded without even realizing it. From exhaust systems that'll get you pulled over in seconds to high-tech gadgets that could land you in serious legal trouble. Today, we're breaking down 10 car mods that are completely banned in America. Some of these might surprise you, and others could cost you thousands in fines if you're caught, so stick around to make sure you're not unknowingly breaking the law. Let's dive in. Number 1. License plate obscuring devices. Ever seen those cars with fancy covers, reflective sprays, or even flip-up plates designed to hide their license plates? Well, that's not just a cool James Bond trick, it's completely illegal in most of the US. License plate obscuring devices are specifically banned because they help drivers evade traffic cameras, toll booths, and law enforcement, making it harder to track vehicles involved in crimes or violations. Some people use tinted covers that blur out their plate under bright lights, while others install mechanical devices that can flip or retract the plate entirely. But here's the catch. Most states have strict laws stating that your license plate must always be clearly visible and unobstructed at all times. Even those clear covers marketed as protection against dirt and debris can get you a hefty fine if they alter the readability of your plate. Law enforcement takes this seriously because obscured plates make it easier for criminals to escape detection and harder for authorities to enforce the law. So, unless you want to risk getting pulled over, slapped with fines, or even face legal trouble, keep your license plate clean and visible. No tricks, no gimmicks. Number 2. Excessively dark window tinting. Window tinting can make your car look sleek, reduce glare, and even help keep the interior cool, but go too dark and you're breaking the law. Excessively dark window tinting is banned in many states because it obstructs visibility for both drivers and law enforcement. Imagine trying to drive at night with sunglasses on. That's how dangerous illegal tints can be. Each state has its own legal limits on visible light transmission, which dictates how much light must pass through your windows. For example, in California, front-side windows must allow at least 70% of light in, while in Florida, the limit is 28% for front windows and 15% for rear windows. But why is this mod illegal? Safety is the main concern. Heavy tinted windows make it harder for drivers to see pedestrians, cyclists, or other vehicles, especially in low-light conditions. Plus, law enforcement officers rely on being able to see inside a car during traffic stops for their own safety. If a car has limo dark tints, officers can't tell if a driver is armed or acting suspiciously, which can escalate situations quickly. Some states even have specific restrictions on windshield tinting, only allowing a small tinted strip at the top to reduce glare. Number 3. Neon or underglow lighting. Ever seen those cars with glowing lights under them, making them look straight out of a Fast and Furious movie? That's called underglow lighting, and while it looks awesome, it's actually illegal in many parts of the US. Certain states allow limited use of neon lights, but others completely ban them because they can be distracting to other drivers and confused with emergency vehicles. The main issue with neon underglow isn't just the lights themselves, but the colors and placement. Many states prohibit red and blue lights on civilian vehicles because they can be mistaken for police or emergency vehicles, which can cause confusion or even accidents. Flashing or strobing lights are also a big no-go since they resemble those used by law enforcement and emergency responders. Number 4. Loud exhaust modifications. Modifying a car's exhaust system to be excessively loud, whether by removing the muffler, installing a straight pipe, or using an aftermarket system that amplifies sound, violates noise pollution laws in most states. The reason? Public disturbance and environmental regulations. States and cities enforce decibel limits to prevent extreme noise levels, especially in residential areas. For example, California's Vehicle Code Section 27151 makes it illegal to modify an exhaust system if it exceeds 95 decibels. And New York has cracked down even harder with the Sleep Act, which fines drivers up to $1,000 for loud exhaust systems. Some places even have automated sound cameras that can ticket loud vehicles, just like red light cameras. Loud exhaust mods don't just annoy people, they can also be a safety hazard. Emergency vehicles rely on sirens to be heard, and excessively loud cars can drown out those critical warning sounds. Number 5. Radar jammers. Radar jammers work by interfering with police radar guns, preventing them from accurately detecting a vehicle's speed. But because they actively disrupt law enforcement equipment, they're classified as a federal offense under the Communications Act of 1934. Unlike radar detectors, which are legal in most states, radar jammers actually send out signals to block or scramble police radar, making them far more serious in the eyes of the law. The FCC strictly bans these devices nationwide, meaning you can get in trouble even if you're caught with whether it's turned on or not. Penalties vary by state, but in places like Virginia, Minnesota, and California, getting caught with a radar jammer can result in thousands of dollars in fines, confiscation of the device, and even criminal charges. In some cases, law enforcement agencies can seize and destroy your equipment, and you could even lose your driver's license. Number 6. Nitrous oxide engines. Nitrous oxide works by injecting extra oxygen into the engine, massively increasing combustion and horsepower. While this sounds great for performance, it's incredibly dangerous if not handled properly. The sudden power boost can cause engine failure, loss of control, and deadly crashes, especially for inexperienced drivers. That's why many states ban the use of nitrous on public roads, even if it's installed in the car. For example, California Vehicle Code Section 38375 prohibits using nitrous oxide to enhance a vehicle's performance, and states like Georgia and Illinois make it illegal to even have a connected NOS system in a street-legal car. While racers can still use NOS in controlled environments like drag strips, having an active nitrous system on public roads can lead to heavy fines, vehicle impoundment, or even criminal charges in some cases. Number 7. Cold air intakes. Cold air intakes are a popular performance mod that can boost horsepower, improve fuel efficiency, and make your engine sound more aggressive. But did you know that in some states, especially California, certain cold air intakes are completely illegal? The reason? Emissions regulations. Many aftermarket cold air intake systems don't meet the EPA or CARB standards, meaning they can alter the engine's air-to-fuel ratio and increase pollution. Since California has some of the strictest emissions laws in the country, many performance mods, including certain CAIs, are banned unless they have a CARBO number, proving they meet legal emissions standards. The issue isn't just about emissions. Some cold air intakes can actually reduce engine efficiency in real-world driving conditions. Lower quality or improperly installed intakes can let in too much air, messing with the engine's sensors and leading to poor performance, engine stalling, or even damage over time. If you're considering installing a cold air intake, check your local laws first. Some states allow them, while others strictly regulate or ban them. Number 8. Rolling coal modifications. Rolling coal is done by modifying a diesel engine to dump excess fuel into the engine, creating a thick black smoke cloud from the exhaust. While it might seem like just a flashy display, the reality is that it's terrible for the environment, a danger to road safety, and even considered harassment in some cases. Some drivers intentionally roll coal on pedestrians, cyclists, or hybrid/electric vehicles, leading to reckless driving charges in certain states. The EPA has made it clear, tampering with emissions controls on diesel vehicles is a direct violation of the Clean Air Act, which can result in fines of up to $45,000 per violation. Many states, including Colorado, Maryland, and New Jersey, have passed laws making rolling coal explicitly illegal. Beyond the legal issues, rolling coal can cause serious engine damage, reducing efficiency, and making the vehicle a maintenance nightmare. Plus, if you're caught doing it in a state where it's illegal, you could face hefty fines, an emissions test failure, or even lose your vehicle registration. Number 9. Studded tires. The small metal studs embedded in these tires dig into the pavement, causing serious damage to highways by creating ruts, cracks, and potholes. This leads to costly road repairs, which is why many states either prohibit studded tires altogether or limit their use to specific months of the year. For example, states like Minnesota and Wisconsin completely ban studded tires, while others like New York and Colorado only allow them during winter months. Some states, like California, only allow certain types of rubber-studded tires. Getting caught using studded tires outside of the legal time frame can result in fines, points on your license, or even being forced to remove them on the spot. In places where they're outright banned, you might fail vehicle inspections or be prevented from registering your car if you have them installed. If you live in a snowy state, A better alternative might be snow chains, winter tires, or studless ice tires, which provide great traction without tearing up the roads. Number 10. Laser jammers. Laser jammers are illegal in many U.S. states because they interfere with law enforcement equipment, making it impossible for officers to measure a vehicle's speed accurately. Unlike radar detectors, which are legal in most states because they only detect police radar signals, laser jammers actively send out signals to confuse police LiDAR guns. This prevents officers from getting an accurate speed reading, essentially jamming their ability to enforce traffic laws. Because of this, they are banned under federal law in commercial vehicles and illegal in many states for personal vehicles, including California, Texas, Virginia, Colorado, and Minnesota. If you're caught with a laser jammer, the penalties can be serious, from fines and equipment confiscation to misdemeanor charges in some states.